You can get 22,000 coins and 1,100 cards with just 100 gems. Oh, and you can do this as many times as you want. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to win a grand challenge, and obviously part of it is just being good at the game, but trust me, you don't have to be a really high trophy player to win a grand challenge. It's not as hard as you think. But before we get into this video, I quickly would like to say two things. One is I'm sorry I couldn't get a video out yesterday. I am sick, but I'm feeling a bit better today, so I can record a video for you guys. And also I want to say thank you to those who subscribed. We just hit 1,500 subscribers, or at least we will by the time this video drops, most likely. And if not, I would just really appreciate it if you all would hit that sub button. It means so much more than you can imagine, especially for a small creator like myself. Thank you guys once again, and let's go back to the video. Okay, so quickly, a grand challenge, you need to get 12 wins before you get 3 losses to beat the whole thing. And if you do, your reward is 22,000 coins and 1,100 cards. Now you can use literally any cards in the whole game, no matter what cards you have unlocked in a grand challenge. And this is very, very useful because this gives you access to the most overpowered decks at any time. And in a grand challenge, your homemade deck isn't going to cut it. If you really want to win a grand challenge the easiest way possible, you need to be using the best or most broken deck in the game. Now, you might not be perfect with this deck right away, but give it a few practice games and maybe 1v1 showdown or a classic challenge before you go into a grand challenge with this deck. Now let me recommend a couple of the best decks in the game right now if you want to win a grand challenge easily. First deck is the one that I use in Path of Legends right now. It is Splash Yard, but now you have the Monk and the Phoenix in here, the two most overpowered cards in the game, and you're going to be noticing that every single one of these decks is either going to have the Phoenix or the Monk. This deck is really strong right now. If you like using Graveyard, if you've used Splash Yard before, this is the best variation. This is the deck you should be using trying to win a grand challenge. I wonder what cards are going to be in the next deck. Oh, the Monk and the Phoenix are going to be in the next deck as well. This deck is a lower skilled deck, and I know there's some people watching this video that think, oh, well, I'm not the best player. Well, this is one of those decks that you can still dominate with. This Eagle deck, you want to build off counter pushes with using your Phoenix or E-Drag or maybe your Monk on defense. Then you put your Eagle and Battle Healer in the front at the bridge. This crazy push coming at someone. And I do want to say that with the mirror in this deck, I normally see the card being mirrored, being the Phoenix, and then the Rage kind of just tops all of this off. But yeah, this deck, super overpowered. This deck is probably the lowest skilled deck you could find, but one of the hardest decks to defend in the game. With this deck, you get a push with a Lava Hound, Lumberjack in front to drop a Rage, the Phoenix and the Flying Machine and some bats all piling behind the Lava Hound. You clone it all and it's unstoppable. This push is the most unstoppable push in the game. I don't know how you stop this. So yeah, this deck, very little skill, very little defense, but super overpowered with the Phoenix right now. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, this deck is very low defense, very high offense. I've never played this deck, but I've seen people destroy with it. This is just, here you go. And lastly, if you want to just abuse the new cards as much as possible, one of the top 10 players in the world uses this deck, and it's literally like Monk Phoenix with a mirror, and you Rage and you just cycle back to the Phoenix. Abuse these new cards in whatever deck you're going to use. To win a grand challenge, you need to use the best decks possible, and this is the best advice I can give you, is just use one of these decks. Let me know down in the comments how you guys do with these new decks in a grand challenge. And if this video was helpful for you whatsoever, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.